Okay, hello everyone. It's a pleasure for me to announce that Matías is going to present his topic. Matías, please introduce yourself.
Hi, good morning with everyone. My name is Matías Unapanta. I am 16 years old and today I'm here to present you my topic, which is Second World War. First, I'm going to tell you a context of this event. The first is that this was produced by Adolf Hitler. He was the dictator of Germany and he started a war with another countries. So in this conflict, many people died and also many money was wasted. Why this conflict happened? This conflict happened because, well, Adolf was a painter, and then he became into a soldier, and he fought into the First World War. So when he noticed that Germany lost the war, he got very angry and he created his own movement named Nazi. So he started fighting with other countries in Europe. There are 5 countries involved in this conflict. The first is Germany, then we have the United States, Japan, the United Kingdom, and the US. And those were the most important countries in this war, and they fought to try to win the war. Yeah. Here I'm going to explain you about influential figures. First, I'm going to explain you Joseph Stanley. Joseph Stanley was the dictator of the years when Russia, when Russia start creating another countries, and the years was created, and Joseph Stanley was the dictator of this country. At the beginning of the war, he was a friend of Hitler, but at the end, he and Hitler fighted for win. Then I'm going to talk about Adolf Hitler. He was the dictator of Germany, and he started the war because he thought that it's important to try to rule the world. So he wanted to make Germany the unique country in the world. And finally, I'm going to explain you about Benito Mussolini. He was the dictator of Italy. So when Adolf was on jail, he helped him to escape. Here I'm going to explain you curious facts of this war. The first is that Adolf was a man that really liked nature, so he fought for the rights of the animal and for the environment. Then, when Adolf realized one expedition, one of his soldiers said that while they were searching something important, they saw how a group of UFOs were trespassing the sky. And finally, I'm going to explain the book that Adolf wrote when he was in jail. This book is named My Fight, and this was created because Adolf wanted to explain how he was going to rule the world. Here I'm going to explain the consequences of the war. The first is the invention of the nuclear bomb. This was created by Oppenheimer in the United States. This weapon was very destructive, and this was something important to stop the war. Then I'm going to explain the 11 million of deaths that happened when the soldiers of the enemy's armies fought. And then I'm going to explain the waste of money that the countries made to try to win the war, and creating weapons and soldiers etc. And finally, I'm going to say my reflection. For me, it's something important that try to stop a war in a dialogue, because here we can see how the dictators were very mean to try to win this war using unethical methods to try to win the war. And finally, I'm going to say that I am very glad with the team of ILC to teach me English.
Okay, Matías, thank you so much. Now, I'm going to start asking you with some questions. And the first is, what was the cause of the Second World War?
And the cause of this war was because Adolf was very angry when he noticed that Germany lost the First World War, so he created his own political movement named Nazi, and he started fighting with other countries.
Okay. Did Adolf Hitler have any interest in on art?
Yes, Adolf has. Well, before the war, Adolf was a painter, so he wanted to join into the beautiful art high school in Germany, but he was rejected. So he became into a soldier and later into a dictator.
Oh, okay. So what would happen if Hitler hadn't been rejected from the art school?
Maybe this war wouldn't happen because Adolf never had became into a dictator.
Okay. Now, Matthias, can you remember me what were the countries that fought in this war?
The countries involved in this war were Germany, Japan, the United States, the US, Italy, and the United Kingdom.
Okay, and who won?
And the winner of this war was the United States.
Okay, now tell me, what did the United States get by winning the war?
And they got the nuclear bomb. So they have something that was able to destroy the war, so the other countries felt scared.
Okay, thank you. Now, Matthias, you at the beginning of your exposition you say that Adolf Hitler loved nature. So now, why if Hitler loved nature, did he start a war where he affected and destroyed it?
Because he wanted to rule the war and he didn't think in the consequences of his acts.
Okay, so let me see. Why are there so many wars in the world?
Because the presidents of the countries didn't talk with others to try to find a solution to their problems.
Okay, and who are the victims of these wars?
The victims are the civilians and the family of the soldiers that went to these wars.
Could someone stop the wars? Who can stop wars?
The presidents and the influential figures of these countries, because they are the people that is listening by others.
Okay, Matthias, how do wars affect the environment?
The wars affect our environment because the countries destroyed nature and killed animals.
And what happens if the environment is totally destroyed?
If the environment is totally destroyed, the humans cannot find the natural resource that we need to survive.
Okay. So Matthias, why is it important to teach this fact in schools?
This is something important to teach to another people to avoid create new wars because here we can learn how this war have many consequences. So here we see how to avoid this.
Okay. Matthias, tell me who were the most notable characters in this war?
The most notable characters in this war were Adolf Hitler and Joseph Stalin.
Okay. So what was the role of Joseph Stalin during the war?
Joseph Stalin was the dictator of the Euros, and he, at the beginning, he was a friend of Adolf because Adolf helped him to conquest Poland.
Okay, thank you. How did the Second World War end?
This war ended because Adolf shot himself into the head.
Okay, and what do you think about the ending of this person?
Maybe his ending was not fair because he didn't pay a lot of his sins.
Okay. Now, Matthias, how did the Second World War affect our country?
This war affected our country in the exportations that we had to the Europe continent.
Okay. What event was the most relevant in this war?
The most relevant event when was Adolf ascent to the power of a dictator.
Okay. And Matthias, what would have happened if there hadn't been the Second World War?
If we wouldn't have the Second World War, maybe in nowadays we wouldn't have the technological advances that we have now, like our cell phones or computers.
Okay, so Matthias, do you consider that the Second World War was important for society development?
Yes, it was something important to create new technologies and also improve our lifestyle.
And what would happen if a new world war arises nowadays?
Maybe all will be a chaos because we have new weapons that are able to destroy the war and create much pain.
Okay, so and Matthias, if our country was involved in a conflict, would you participate in it?
Yes, because I would like to defend my family and my friends, and it will be a honor to fight for my country.
Okay, correct. What will be your role in this kind of conflict?
I will be a soldier to fight in the war.
Okay, thank you. Let me see. Another question that I have for you is, how would you solve a conflict if you were the president of your country?
If I were the president of a country, I would like to establish good relations with the other presidents of the other countries to avoid create wars.
Okay, Matthias, what was the difference between the First World War and the Second one?
The difference was basically that in the Second World War we had something that can destroy the world. I am talking about the nuclear bomb.
Okay. And Matthias, what would be your conclusion or your final message for all people who are watching you?
My message is that it's not good to try to solve a problem with fighting with each other. It's always good to try to speak to find a solution. And I am glad with the team and with the teachers of ILC teach me English since a year.
Okay, I like your message. So Matthias, what would you say for the president of our country?
maybe that try to be good and don't make the mistakes of the another governments that we used to have.
Okay, so Matías, thank you so much.
Thank you.